So I've heard that Allison Vest is going for 2 world records, one hanging off a 20mm edge with one hand and 140% body weight. I've climbed with a lot of strong guys, and I also consider myself to be pretty strong, but this is not something I would even think about. Like, it's so crazy.
Rock climbing produces some of the strongest fingers and grip strength on the planet, but not much could have prepared me for the numbers I witnessed when filming this video. This is pro climber Allison Vest, and recently we met in Salt Lake City to test Allison's finger strength in a series of world record attempts. In many ways, this video is a response to the testing discussed in the recent video of Magnus Midtbo's, where Magnus, Bosi and Adam Ondra, some of the strongest climbers in the world, disclosed some numbers, and it got me and Allison scheming. What we wanted to know was, could Allison have a decent shot at breaking not only their records, but the overall world records, securing the title of literally the strongest fingers in the game? We were pretty blown away with what happened next.
Well, you have some of the strongest fingers on the planet. Like, how are you at like the Beastmaker?
And on the Beastmaker, on the middle edge, I think you should be able to hold like 25 kgs. There's some people though that are crazy strong with it.
Even stronger than that? Where are they hiding?
Yeah, mostly just on fingerboards.
Today we are going to be tackling all things finger strength. Allison is owner of perhaps some of the strongest fingers in the game, but today we're going to be finding out just how strong they are.
Well, we all just watched the Magnus Midtbo video with Adam Ondra and Bosi, and I think Megos has posted it maybe a couple times or something, but they all try to hang a 10mm edge and can't. So I'm going to see if I can do that.
Think you can hang from here?
I think on a good day. Oh. Yeah, you're pretty much
like
there.
Half a second.
Then we are going to move into an official, unofficial world record attempt. So what do we have for the world record attempt?
We're going to use a standard 20mm edge on a tension block and the Tindeck progressor to measure peak force on the right and left hand.
Okay, so done a little location switcheroo, and Allison is going to move on to the 10mm edges.
This side has like a 9mm, a 10, a 15, and then classic lattice 20. So I'm gonna try to hang this 10mm, which should be the same size as the one that they did in Magnus's last video. All right.
Yeah. Nice. So you also have to lock the arm, right?
Yeah,
to be able to control the. Yeah. See it.
Whoa, yeah, it's a bit slippy, but I think that goes.
That goes, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Easy.
Count it.
Boosh.
But it is also interesting, you saw in their video, they talk about all feeling stronger locked off on it.
And also being able to hang it with a straight arm is much harder.
In general, like, we'd always try and do that in training.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that was like 4 seconds or something.
In the lock, it feels a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even hold the lock off for as long as I just hung that. So for me,
You're
for
much more
sure.
Comfortable underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Go on, Allison.
See if we can add a little.
Yes, Allison. Yeah. How's the skin?
My pinky gets a little shredded on that one.
Oh my gosh. It was interesting before you pulled on for that one, you like filed your skin down. You're talking about like conditions.
Yeah, I have this sanding block that I always use because especially it's summertime here, so it's a little bit sweaty, so my skin just tends to peel a little bit more. So this sander is my best friend.
For this video, we've teamed up with Rungy to bring you the chance to win 1 year's free supply of chalk, the Venture Further / Hannah Morris Rungy t-shirt, and other prizes. To enter, head to the link in the description of this video and spin the wheel for your chance to win.
We've worked with Wrigley for the last 6 months now, and over that time they has become our go-to choice for chalk. We fill up all of our chalk buckets with Wrigley chalk, and if it's good enough for Magnus Midtbo, the chalk lord himself, it's definitely good enough for us. think the typical problem that I sometimes get, which is when you get to the top of a boulder route and your hands are just starting to get a little bit slimy, I find Rugni is one of the best brand chalks that I've ever come across for staying on your hands and keeping them dry all the way to the top of the route. And that's something that's really important if you're trying to push yourself climbing. It's also really important if you're trying any of the feats of finger strength, the kind of stuff that we've seen today. They are offering to give you a year's free supply of chalk, plus one of our limited edition collaboration t-shirts. All you have to do to enter is join the raffle, which is completely free, linked in the description below. Good luck to everyone entering.
10 pounds. So we'll see.
Yeah, Allison, solid.
I don't know if that counts.
Not happy with it, what?
I don't know if that counts.
We used to train on the fingerboard almost every session, at least like a bit of warm up, or like max hangs every like second session. And on the Beastmaker, on the middle edge, I think you should be able to hold like 25 kgs.
Oh geez. For reference, when I'm like super fit, I can do 8 kilos for a few seconds on that hold, and you can do 25 kilos?
Yeah, that was for 5 seconds.
That is really crazy. How about you on that, Adam? Are you
Yeah, I think around 8 kilos.
8 kilos?
So Will said he could do 25 kilograms, which is roughly 55 pounds. So 30 kilograms is roughly 66 pounds. So we'll aim for that.
Alison, would you say you're competitive?
Yes, I would.
I feel like the bigger issue that I was treating, and now it's just nice to like add a little bit extra weight. Like fingers tend to be pretty warm when I start.
Just warming up. Just warming up. That was 45 pounds. So now I will go up to 70 pounds, which is 31.7515 kilograms for those keeping track at home. All right, 25 on the waist belt, 45 in the hand. Let's see.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Yes!
Whee! Was that 3? It has to be at least 3, otherwise it doesn't count. So I have 20 pounds on the weight belt and 45 pounds on the hand. And that'll be about 65 pounds. So that'll be about 65 pounds, which is 29 kilograms. I'll take it.
I mean, we all know that the gap between female and male is not that big in climbing, but the fact that she can beat any guy or anyone out there in this exercise, which is really climbing specific and relevant to climbing, is just insane.
So now Allison is going to go for the unofficial self-reported record, or the unofficial, okay, scrap that.
This is an official Guinness record.
This is
This is the
official
oh yeah, sorry. Right, okay, so now Allison is going to go for the lattice official record on the Digirung pull with one arm. So we got in touch with Lattice before this video to check with them what their official records are from their testing, and the record that Allison is going for would be 140.7% of body weight. The official Lattice records were obtained on the Lattice 20mm. This is the tension 20mm edge. So
we've heard they're the same, but that's up for opinions.
Yeah.
I weigh about 140 pounds. We can do an official weigh-in later. I'm not scared of that. So if we do 140 pounds, calculate 40% of that, that's 56 pounds. And then we add 56 back to 140, that's 196. So I would need to pull, let's say 200, just in case I weigh more today than I think I do, or some of the decimals are off. But yeah, we'll say the goal is 200-ish, but 196.
So this thing is the Tindeck Progressor, which is a strain gauge. I was trying to twist it so you can see the actual logo, but it has a strain capacity of 300 kilograms, so you can pull on your fingers, you could deadlift with it, you could do other metrics, but this one is using a peak force measurement where it also measures your rate of force and your capacity and your critical force. It does all the things that you would want to do for measuring finger capabilities or physiology, but right now we just care about peak force.
All right, I'll try one. Oh, that's it.
That was 199.
I did it. Oh, I did it. No, I wasn't. I was like, oh, sick
accidental
warm-up.
official record. So I guess, okay, that was like, maybe not a surprise, but you got it first go.
I did.
So how do you feel like we progress it from there? Do you want to kind of like set the gauntlet down and go for your like max that you could possibly do?
Yeah, I think my PR, I looked it up. Do you remember? 205? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great.
He knows my numbers.
So do you want to do this again
I'll do
whilst
it
it's
again.
all set up properly?
Do you think we can, do you think a smaller beaner or any way to raise it more or no? So if I were to hit the unofficial record, which is self-reported, so, you know, pics or it didn't happen, but that would be about 217. So that's like 10 more pounds than I've ever done. So I think that's probably a little bit far off, but we'll go for the official one for now. But what's also interesting is I have to do it straight arm, which.
So tell us about that and how that compares to most people.
Well, all the pro boys that are putting out all that sweet hangboarding content at the moment are all talking about how they can only hold things locked off, or that's like way easier for them. But I can barely hold a lock off on a bar, so that is not easier for me. I've got it like at fingertip reach so that I can be as extended as possible and use my lats instead of my biceps because they're small. I actually had a coach when I was an adult who told me I should have been a swimmer, which is a horrible thing to say to a high-level athlete, but that's okay. All right. Tyler had me try to power scream one time when I did these, and I pulled like half the weight that I normally do, so I usually try not to think about it.
202. I think that's safely.
I think that's safely over the official record.
204.5. I was wrong.
Wow, sandbagging me.
I saw 202 from a distance.
What was the reading, Allison?
204.5.
That's pretty easy. I'm just gonna say it was pretty easy. Come on, superpower. Come on, girl. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
211.
That's a personal record.
Yeah, that's boss. Let's go.
Yeah, so that was 211. And theoretically, the unofficial self-reported record is 217. So that's actually closer than I thought I'd get. And that is a personal record. I think my record before that was like 205 or 207 or something.
Climbers will always be stronger than the general public, or than even people that use their hands for their sports. They'll be able to grab things with their hands, like gripping, but the position that climbers use requires the pulleys to be stiffer. No one will have stiffness like a rock climber will, but typically when people are in around 1.7 or higher strength to weight ratio on a 20 mil edge, their fingers should be strong enough to climb harder than V8 and above. You know, I don't find that exponentially that much greater finger strength equates to harder climbing necessarily. Like I'm a good example of that because climbing is more complicated than just your finger strength. But certainly being able to tolerate a lot of practice on small holds requires the fingers to be strong.
I was just saying that my hand goes sideways on the edge, so I actually get way more surface area than it appears. You can see where the hold goes. And then that's how much, because I have really long fingers, so I think growing up, I just started doing that, like torquing sideways on holds so that I could get more surface area, but that's a classic, just way more than normal.
That's so interesting.
Oh, also fun fact, my right arm is way weaker than my left arm. So I can potentially break the record on my left, but not my right, so we'll see. That's probably right.
I don't remember being that far off.
What?
Really?
Yeah, that's the reason we first tested it. You see, he doesn't remember. He only remembers my good arm. All right, should I rest? Can we lower it for Hannah, and I'll rest, and then...
Let's
see it.
Like she was, and then I'll fix the...
Okay.
Do you like being locked off or not?
I think I would instinctively go into like getting my back and shoulder and bicep involved, but
so normal.
I've done this before.
I do feel like I'm in some kind of like torture contraption.
Oh, because the hips lock down. Yeah. The hips lock down and really make it able for you to generate as much force as possible. It just closes the system so you don't elevate your body. So this is set to 0, and then you're just going to pull slow. And then once you feel like you've generated 60% of force, you want to start pulling hard, and then you want to pull really hard at the end. But if you actually pull quick at the start, the number won't be as high because the motor units are very slow to be activated, and then at the end you want to give it as much as you can. That's good.
Nice. I reckon I could, where
111.
Oh, yeah.
111.
Okay, I reckon I could go
So try it on the left one.
a bit higher than that.
The other thing that's really helpful to consider is you feel really warmed up, like after you climb and stuff, until you do this, and then this you'll be able to see how much more you'll warm up after doing this a few times.
Got it.
Right.
That's good. 103 on the left.
So that was less than the right.
8 pounds less.
Okay. That felt like my technique was weird then.
You sometimes have to flip the block to the other side. Go, come on.
Stand stop. Did you tell that one you pulled faster?
Did I?
Yeah.
Would you expect to see over a number of attempts with the way that the mechanics of finger strength, would you expect to see the number go down as you have attempts?
As you get fatigued, the number will go down, which is why in a lot of cases this is arguably a better metric than using a fingerboard.
Right.
Because it's really helpful to see when you're fatigued instead of doing more reps just for the sake of doing more reps.
Okay.
But I would expect your numbers to stay the same or go up right now because you're still warming up. You're still learning the skill. You don't really have this skill learned very well. Where Allison's done this quite a few times, like she knows what to do and expect. So there's that too.
Should I go for a
Yeah, do it left hand. Let me flip this so you can.
Come on, go, come on.
That's good. That was 105, which I think was right at the same as the last, but that one looked better.
Yeah, it felt a lot better. I felt like I was, just less fighting against that leg twist. This time the tension board is slightly higher. What I thought was really interesting listening to Allison is how she has quite a individual arm position, quite an outstretched arm position. So given that my literacy with this kind of a setup is basically 0, or at least was 10 minutes ago, I'm just experimenting with different ways of positioning myself underneath the board. So I'm going to go for a slightly more outstretched arm and see if that makes any difference.
That's good.
I think my pinky dropped off.
108. Yeah.
Or is that your good hand? So it's just slightly.
It was probably the same.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah,
Ish.
it's 111 first time round.
Pull. Come on. Pull. Come on.
105.
Nice.
Oh, that was the one I feel like I tried the hardest on. I got the most leg up against here and going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing I always say hangboarding is my second favorite activity. Climbing is first and then it's hangboarding. Because I think you get to a point where it's fun to try to break records, but it's not necessary in order to climb harder. But yeah, and you asked earlier, if it's harder to make gains when the numbers are that high. And one thing that I've actually really appreciated about working with Tyler too is he always just says we all have our own superpower in climbing, and so and climbing is cool because of that, because everybody is good at one thing because of their morphology or because of what sport they did growing up or whatever. But one thing that's cool about fingers for me is like, I've discovered that that's my superpower. So one thing that's been cool is like leaning into that superpower as well as working on my weaknesses. Because I think my goal in my career is just to climb and boulder as hard as I possibly can. And if that's the case, it's probably gonna end up being a boulder that plays to my strengths. So it's been cool to just keep going with it and see how much it improves. And I mean, it's not super fast. I think the first time I ever tested with Tyler, I was just under 200 pounds, like maybe 196 or 97. So it is still going up, but I feel like it's gone up every time I've tested with you.
For sure. That one you pulled fast too.
Yeah, so that was like 170. I do think that is partially because my thumb, last time I was here, it was a little bit closer, but my right arm is significantly weaker than my left. Tyler has had a theory that it's like a big muscle or something that doesn't fire quite as strong as my left side. Exactly.
Come on, pull slow.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're tired. 200.
You only got the official.
You only beat the record twice.
Dang it.
Dang it. I wanted to do it 3 times.
I'll have to come back. I always like coming to visit Tyler because I do better every time, so it makes me feel good about myself. I'll do my other hand just because I should.
But that's a good visual, like already, like after a couple really high efforts, like being able to reproduce that is really hard.
And on fingery boulders, I feel like you also get that too. I think people just, like if there's a boulder that's so finger intensive, I have like 2 tries and then all of a sudden,
Right. Interesting.
and then it's just not worth it. Then you get into the mental hole of trying the same moves over and over again and nothing really happening.
Ooh. I didn't reset that accidentally, but it was 175.
At least the sweater I'm crocheting
Operator
looks really good.
Operator error.
I really like crafting, and I crocheted all day one day, and now I've had thumb tendonitis for 3 weeks. So my hanging has been weaker on this hand since. So. Not to make excuses. Do you want to see me try to hold a lock off on a bar? It's pretty funny. All right.
We should have.
Whoa! It was like a half second. Yeah.
Let's go. So that's what the long arm folks look like.
But I mean, that's something that's nice about mostly focusing on climbing outside is you can just pick like the boulders that really test that I don't do very well on. So yeah, but this is my bad arm also.
Yeah. Was that not?
So that's also what Tyler was saying earlier about just like, for me, when I'm climbing, my fingers are strong, so it's all about just moving through positions where I have to use that lock-off strength fast. So like I can hold it for a second and a half, but that's if I don't, then I'm slowly gonna start lowering. So for me, moving through sections like that, it's mostly about speed and efficiency.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Gotta send some emails. So I think Magnus did this too. My time was better than Magnus's on this too. It was years ago.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I know way more like high-level climbers that cannot do lock-offs because most of them have positive ape indexes. So it's really just the physics of the length of your lever arms and how optimal they are for producing force. My lever arms are really good for that kind of stuff, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be awesome for climbing. So I would say this like a lock-off test is even less predictive of climbing performance than finger strength is.
You should talk about, just because we've talked about morphology and anatomy a bunch, you should talk about, maybe you don't have to do it, we've done it before, but Tyler will like ultrasound people's fingers to see what the tendon attachments are like in their fingers. So could you just talk about like what that range is like?
Yeah, I think most people that have a lot of force producing capability, they have a lot of attachment distance over the bone. Like mine is good, yours is good. The athletes that I've measured, pro athletes or semi-pro athletes that have really strong fingers, they all have good leverage. So there's a huge genetic component to everything we do, from the length of our limbs to the attachment points of our tissues, where I would imagine Allison's attachment point of her lat is pretty low on the arm, so she gets good torque potential. Same thing with the fingers, so matters big time. And there's nothing to do about that. So it's like fun to see, but it's not like you're gonna change it over time. You know?
And there's also I have plenty of friends who like boulder 8C who can't hang the middle Beastmaker edge at all. Like it's cool to have really strong fingers, but it's definitely not the end all be all in climbing in general.
It has good use,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, good for Instagram too.
Exactly, which is why we're all here,
and
really.
That's what counts.
Good for the gram.
Okay, so that brings to an end our finger strength extravaganza. Allison absolutely crushed it. We have a new unofficial world record holder.
As official as an unofficial record can get.
Yeah, I'm going to leave all of Allison's information in the description of this video, along with links out to the Float YouTube channel, which Allison recently started up. Do you want to chat a little bit about that and what it is that you're doing with that, and what people can expect to find over there?
Yeah, well, I'm new to YouTube, so it's mostly just uncut climbing videos right now, but I sort of felt like there was a hole, I guess, in climbing content out there, just of women sending hard boulders, and eventually routes. It's only been boulders right now, but there will be sport climbing content on there. So yeah, I just tried to start a channel that sort of highlighted all the great things that women are doing that I hear about, but that I felt like the world should hear about too. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
I'm really psyched to see that grow. I think it's going to be great. So I'll leave links out to that. And other than that, thank you very much for following along. Thank you very much for being my guest today.
Anytime.
Pushing the fingerboard. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.